The following segment is sponsored by Smith's Food and Drug. We are whipping up a heartwarming dessert just in time for Mother's Day. Chef Jeff Jackson from Smith's is here to show us how to make a delicious vanilla berry custard. Let's take a look.
Hello everybody, I'm Chef Jeff from Smith's. Today's recipe is a special one. It's a Mother's Day recipe, and it's inspired from a recipe that my grandma used to make for me when I was small. And of course she raised my mother, so this is a perfect tribute. My grandma would make an egg custard that had vanilla in it. Super good, super easy. We're gonna make a little bit elevated version of that. We're making a vanilla custard with fresh berries, so let's get right to it. This recipe is super easy, anybody can do it. It requires just a little bit of technique, which I'll show you, but nothing to be worried about. So what we're gonna do is start out by putting some whole milk into a pan, along with some heavy cream and a little bit of sugar to make it sweet, because our mom is sweet, right? And then a little bit of salt just to balance out everything. And then I'm going to turn the heat on to medium. And what I want to do is whisk this and heat the milk. We're going to heat it, not boil it. We're going to heat it until you start seeing bubbles forming, almost like it wants to boil, but don't bring it to a boil. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we've got some bubbles forming along the edges. It might start to steam a little bit. Again, don't boil. We're scalding is the correct term for it. So I'm going to turn the heat off. And the next thing I'm going to do is, this is probably where the technique comes in. So I have 4 egg yolks. I'm going to add those to a bowl. And I'm going to put in there some cornstarch. That cornstarch is going to help thicken this. So this is going to really just be like a vanilla pudding, but a lot better version of it. So I'm going to whisk that egg yolks and cornstarch together just until it comes to a complete mix, which is right there. And then next thing we're going to do is temper our eggs. In other words, we're going to heat them up, but without scrambling them. So I'm going to get a ladle of that hot milk and put into my eggs, and then immediately start whisking. So we're heating up our eggs without cooking them is the goal here. So whisk until all that comes together. And then once you've done that, we're going to whisk as we pour those eggs back into the cream. And then that's what's going to thicken our custard or our vanilla pudding. So at this point, I'm going to turn the heat back to medium-low, and then slowly I'm going to cook this until it becomes thick enough. You'll notice it'll start to become harder to whisk and to where it covers the back of a spoon. I'll show you that technique here in a second. Okay, so we're going to cook it until it thickens enough to coat the back of a spoon. Okay, next goes vanilla bean paste, some butter, and then whisk until the butter melts. Next, we pour the custard through a fine mesh sieve into the serving dish, and then we'll cool it off. Okay, last thing to do is just to decorate that with some fresh berries, like so, a little strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, and raspberry. Your mother is going to love this, or your wife, or whatever special mother you have in your life. Happy Mother's Day to all of them. You can find all these ingredients at your local Smith's. Thanks for watching. Thanks for shopping. See you next time.